Hello learners, welcome to NIOS Studio. Today we are going to start the topic Genetics and Society. In this topic, we are going to study how the knowledge of genetics is applied in the field of forensic sciences, agriculture, industry, biotechnology. The genetics has been in use since prehistoric times. We can divide this into three basic eras: the early ideas, the modern genetics, and molecular genetics. In early ideas, since the time of the 7000 before Christ or the 8000 before Christ, the people were selecting the animals and plants. The plants and animals were selected based on the desired characters like high milk producing, high yielding varieties. They were selected for domestication or the cultivation. Various theories were also proposed like epigenesis, preformationism, blending inheritance, and pangenesis. What does epigenesis means? Epigenesis says the way the gene changes under the influence of an environment. Epigenesis you can understand by the example of the individuals who are identical twins. Identical twins, they have a same genetic makeup, but still we can find some differences in them. Now coming to preformationism, it says that organisms develop from miniature version of themselves. Then according to pangenesis, Darwin suggested that all cells in an organism are capable of shedding minute particles he called gemmules, which circulate throughout the body and finally congregates at gonads. Then came the theory of the blending inheritance. It says that the offsprings are merely an average of the characteristics of their parents. None of the theories they hold true in the present times. Then in modern genetics, in the early 20th century, lot of work was done in that. First was the Mendel's law of inheritance that we have studied in the previous chapter. Then chromosomal theory of inheritance given by Sutton and Boveri, which clearly showed that chromosomes are the carrier of hereditary material. Then mutations are the source of genetic variation. Lots of variability in the organism is created by the mutations. Then a population genetics, how nature selects an individual through some pressure in a population. The last era, that is of the molecular genetics, after 1950 onwards, Watson and Crick, they proposed the model of DNA. Then central dogma of molecular biology, which suggests that how the genes they are transcribed and ultimately translated into the protein molecules. And in this chapter, we are going to study about the genetic engineering, DNA fingerprinting, genomics and bioinformatics, and gene therapy. Now, what is gene cloning and what are gene banks? You know, clone is a genetically identical individual. Means all the genes of the parent and the offspring are the same. And gene cloning is production of large quantity of identical individuals. Now, I'll give you the example of a first cloned animal, dolly sheep, which was cloned in Scotland, and they used the udder cells. Udder cells are the memory cells of this sheep, and in one of the udder cells, as we can see in this diagram, in fin dorset, the nucleus was used. Okay, nucleus, the cell carrying the nucleus of the memory cell was used, and another Scottish black face which was enucleated. These two cells were fused, the memory cells of these two sheep were fused through direct current pulse, and that fused cell, once it started developing into till the blastocyst stage, that the blastocyst is an embryonic stage of the development. At the blastocyst stage, it was put into a surrogate mother's uterus, and then it developed once it matured and the dolly was born. So this was the first example of a cloned animal. How it was cloned? That we are using only the cells from the nucleus of the memory cells which contains the chromosome. It's not a normal sexual reproduction. Here only the memory cells of the fin dorset was used, and the nucleus contained the diploid chromosomes in this organism. While in the sexual reproduction, we know that the gametes, they take part, gametes from two different parents, they fuse, and in this no such fusion of gametes takes place, and only one parent is responsible for the genetic makeup of the progeny. So, the dolly resembled the fin dorset mother completely because the genetic makeup is the same. What is recombinant DNA technology? Recombinant DNA technology is a series of procedures which are used to join DNA segment to produce new genetic combinations that are of value to science, medicine, agriculture and industry. In this, we can take an example of an insulin. The human insulin gene has been put into the bacterium, and now the human insulin is easily available in the market for the diabetic patients, which was not the case earlier till we had this recombinant DNA technology. Then gene bank. Gene bank is a collection of bacteria or bacteriophage clones carrying a desired gene from other organisms in their DNA, and they are stored at a very low temperature for their future use. Gene banks are, we can say, a biorepository which preserves the genetic material. In this, I have written that gene banks is a collection of bacteria or bacteriophage clones. It's not only this, but it goes beyond that. We can store the plant parts through tissue culture in a gene bank, and gene bank are very important in the present times because we know that due to this advancement in technology, the genetic variability, we are losing the genetic variability which has been created by nature, and nature selects the individual from the variability present in it. So, gene banks in the present times are very important. Now, what are the steps involved in the production of recombinant DNA? The first and the foremost is the isolation of the desired genetic material. We have to isolate the desired genetic material from a cell by activity of enzymes, because cell is made up of lot many things. It has RNA, proteins, carbohydrates, lipids. So, all these materials we need to discard to get a purified genetic material. Then comes the cutting of the DNA at specific location with restriction enzyme. So, what is the quality or the characteristic of restriction enzyme that is helpful in cutting the DNA at specific location? Restriction enzymes, they create the sticky ends. Now, because they are made up of palindromic sequences. What are palindromic sequences? These are the group of letters which form the same words when read both forward and backward. Example, Malayalam. If you read it forward, it is same M-A-L-A-Y-A-L-A-M, and if you read backward, the spelling are the same M-A-L-A-Y-A-L-A-M, Malayalam. So, it is a palindromic sequence. But in the case of DNA, the palindromic in the DNA is a sequence of base pairs that read same on the two strands when orientation of the reading is kept the same. In this slide, you can see that on the one of the strands of DNA, the purple one, that is from upper one 5 prime to 3 prime end, the sequence is GAATTC, and in the lower strand, the complementary strand, from 5 prime to 3 prime end, the sequence is again GAATTC. So, we can say it is a palindromic sequence, and the EcoR1 enzyme will cut it from the region between G and A on both the strands, as is it there in the slide. Now, once the EcoR1 cuts this DNA, you can see in the lower portions of the cut DNA that on 3' end we have CTTAA and G has been separated, and in the pink strand, the lower pink strand, the CTTAA is there and G has been separated. So, you can see that the flanking zones like this TTAA is the sticky end. This is the sticky end on which these sticky ends are created on the vectors as well as on the DNA which is to be inserted into this vector. Vector is basically a vehicle. It can be a plasmid or a bacteriophage which carries the DNA to the desired host. How this EcoR1 has been named. EcoR1, this enzyme is extracted from E. coli. The E, the first capital letter, stands for the genus and CO stands for the species, and R is the strain, and 1 is the order in which these restriction enzyme has been isolated. As we can see in this slide, there is a orange colored foreign DNA which is to be inserted into a plasmid. The plasmid contains the restriction site, and the foreign DNA and plasmid are cut with the same restriction enzyme, as I have explained in the previous slide, to make the sticky ends which will rejoin, which recognizes a particular sequence of DNA called a restriction site. The restriction site occurs only once in a plasmid and is located within the LAC-Z gene, a gene necessary for metabolizing lactose. Besides this, the plasmid also contains an antibiotic resistance gene so that we can select out the colonies. As you can see here that the plasmid has been cut and the sticky end has been generated in the foreign DNA which is to be inserted and as well as in the plasmid. The restriction enzyme creates sticky ends that allows the foreign DNA and cloning vector to anneal. An enzyme called ligase glues the annealed fragments together. We have studied about the ligase in the DLA replication. The same enzyme is used here to ligate the foreign DNA with the plasmid. The ligated cloning vector is transformed into a bacterial host strain that is ampicillin sensitive. Now, our host strain is ampicillin sensitive. If we add ampicillin in the medium, the bacteria will not grow and is missing the LAC-Z gene from its genome. As you can see the colonies over here in the last plate, that white colonies have a plasmid with the foreign inserted gene. Bacteria are grown on medium containing ampicillin and X-gal. X-gal is a chemical that is metabolized by the same pathway as lactose. The ampicillin kills bacteria without plasmid. Plasmids lacking the foreign insert have an intact LAC-Z gene and are able to metabolize X-gal, so releasing a dye that turns the colony blue. Plasmids with an insert have a disrupted LAC-Z gene and produce white colonies. So that is how we will select out the transformed bacteria and use it for further, whether it is we have to generate some, say if we have added an insulin gene, we can put these bacteria and grow them in big bioreactors to get a lot of quantity of insulin, which can be later purified and packaged into bottles to be supplied into the market. Now, what is DNA polymerase chain reaction? We have studied recombinant DNA technology, and one very important step that has been used in the genetic engineering is DNA polymerase chain reaction. This DNA polymerase chain reaction uses an enzyme DNA polymerase. This DNA polymerase enzyme is extracted from bacteria Thermus aquaticus, and this bacteria grows at very high temperatures, and that is why this DNA polymerase, Taq DNA polymerase, is a thermostable enzyme, and this is the enzyme that is used in DNA polymerase chain reaction. This DNA polymerase enzyme is used repeatedly to increase the copies of the desired gene. As we can see here, first the original DNA, the DNA that we want, the more copies of the DNA fragment that we want, will separate out at high temperatures, that is 94 to 96 degrees centigrade. Along in the separated DNA molecule, the two templates of the DNA now that has been separated, we add primer and DNA primer and the nucleotides, because these nucleotides, primer is required because DNA polymerase requires the primer to which it will add the other nucleotides at the 3' end to increase the or to make the new DNA segment. As you can see in the slide that annealing will take place at 68 degrees centigrade, and again this is the tube will increase the temperature so that the strands again separate out, and every strand will make its own complementary strand. So that is how we'll increase the number of copies of the DNA fragment by the activity of Taq DNA polymerase enzyme, and it is used frequently in DNA fingerprinting. Now we'll take up the other topics in the next part of the Genetics and Society, and I hope now recombinant DNA technology and how DNA polymerase enzyme is used to increase the copies of the desired gene. These two concepts are very clear to you. Thank you.
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो, धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो,
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने। का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर दुनिया में इसके केंद्र बहुत कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने
घर बैठे पाए राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान यानी NIOS में एडमिशन, वो भी एकदम आसान तरीके से, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को होगी समय और धन दोनों की बचत। NIOS से शिक्षा कभी भी कहीं भी। शिक्षार्थियों, क्या आप जानते हैं NIOS में एडमिशन लेने का सरल और सुगम तरीका, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को ऑनलाइन प्रवेश लेने में सहूलियत मिलती है। NIOS में प्रवेश की प्रक्रिया पूर्णतया ऑनलाइन है। शिक्षार्थी घर बैठे इंटरनेट द्वारा प्रवेश के लिए सबसे पहले NIOS की वेबसाइट www.nios.ac.in पर लॉगिन करें। अपना ईमेल आईडी और पासवर्ड डालकर अपना पंजीकरण करें। पंजीकरण के बाद लॉगिन करने पर ऑनलाइन प्रवेश हेतु आवेदन पत्र खुलेगा। आवेदन पत्र को निर्देशानुसार भरें और प्रिंट आउट लें। इस प्रिंट आउट पर अपनी फोटो संलग्न करें। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश के लिए शुल्क हेतु भुगतान के तरीके हैं: क्रेडिट कार्ड के द्वारा, डेबिट कार्ड के द्वारा, राष्ट्रीयकृत बैंक के ड्राफ्ट के माध्यम से, जो कि सचिव NIOS नई दिल्ली या नोएडा के पक्ष में देय हो। भरे हुए आवेदन पत्र के साथ साथ डिमांड ड्राफ्ट और संलग्न किए जाने वाले दस्तावेज हैं: जन्म रजिस्ट्रार के जिला कार्यालय से जारी जन्म प्रमाण पत्र की सत्यापित प्रति, जिसमें जन्म तिथि अंकित हो, पिछले विद्यालय से प्राप्त विद्यालय छोड़ने का प्रमाण पत्र, जिसमें आवेदक की जन्म तिथि लिखी हो। प्रवेश फॉर्म का प्रिंट आउट NIOS के संबद्ध क्षेत्रीय केंद्रों पर 10 दिनों में पहुंच जाना चाहिए, अन्यथा उचित दस्तावेज न लगे होने पर आवेदन फॉर्म रद्द किया जा सकता है। प्रवेश प्रक्रिया की पुष्टि होने के बाद शिक्षार्थियों को परिचय पत्र व अध्ययन सामग्री डाक द्वारा तुरंत पहुंचाई जाती है। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश एक बहुत ही सुगम और सुविधाजनक प्रवेश प्रणाली है। ऑनलाइन ऑन टाइम फॉर सेफ एंड सिक्योर एडमिशन।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो,
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने हम, अपना जीवन स्वयं बने हम, अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का है द्वार खुला सबकी खातिर।
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर।
शिक्षा और परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता